Attention passionate Dallas, Cowboys. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Dallas, COWBOYSFANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Hold on tight because what I'm about to tell you could be a total game changer for the Dallas Cowboys this offseason. Rumors are swirling, and the NFL world is buzzing about a potential blockbuster trade that could shake up the entire NFC West, and more importantly, give the Cowboys a massive boost on defense. If you're a Cowboys fan, you know how crucial a dominant pass rush is, especially heading into a season where everything's on the line. And believe me, what's being discussed could be one of the most aggressive moves we've seen in recent years. So let's talk specifics. The rumor mill suggests that the Las Vegas Raiders, who are currently sitting at a dismal 2-8 and in full rebuild mode, are willing to part ways with one of their top defensive stars, Max Crosby. Yes, you heard that right. Max Crosby, the relentless edge rusher, might be on his way out of Vegas and heading to Dallas. Now the Raiders are not just giving him away for nothing. They're reportedly asking for a second-round pick in the 2026 draft in return. That's a significant price tag for a player of Crosby's caliber. But for the Cowboys, it could be an absolute steal, especially given how much he could elevate our pass rush. Let's dig into why this move could make so much sense, both for the Cowboys and for Crosby himself. First, the Raiders are in full rebuild mode. After a rough start to the season, they've decided to blow it up, trading away assets, freeing up cap space, about $14 million, so they can focus on developing a young quarterback and rebuilding their roster. Their defense has been a sieve, giving up an average of 25. 3 points per game, which is way below the standards we've seen from top-tier NFL defenses. Getting rid of Crosby, who's been a bright spot on that unit, makes sense in their current rebuild. But for Dallas, this is an opportunity to add a proven game-changer. Crosby, who's been a force since entering the league, has put together another impressive season in 2025. Through just 10 games, he's amassed 26 solo tackles, 16 assists, and 6 sacks. He's also made some big plays, including an interception and 42 total tackles, all while maintaining a pass rush grade of 93. 5 according to PFF, with a win rate of around 28%. His EPA per snap stands at an impressive -0.15, and he's generated 33 sacks in his career so far, an elite number for a player still in his prime. Even with an early season injury that limited him in Week 3, Crosby came back strong, recording 3 sacks in Week 10 after returning from injury and forcing multiple big hits on quarterbacks. The numbers tell a story of consistency and explosiveness. Crosby's ability to generate pressure, at a rate of roughly 22%, combined with his versatility as a pass rusher, makes him an ideal candidate to transform the Cowboys' front seven. His success rate against the run is about 82%, which means he's not just a pass-rushing specialist, but also a solid run defender. And when you consider his double-team rate of just 25%, it's clear opponents are going to have a really tough time containing him if he joins our defensive line. Looking at what Crosby could bring to Dallas, the impact could be immediate and significant. Our current defense has been pretty decent, but it's been lacking that one consistent, game-changing edge presence that can take over games, especially in the playoffs. Micah Parsons has been phenomenal, but adding Crosby would give us one of the most fearsome duos in the league. The potential for both of them to line up on opposite sides, creating chaos in the backfield, is a nightmare for any quarterback. We're talking about a duo that could increase our projected sacks by at least 12, pushing our total into the 30s, and that's huge for our playoff aspirations and seeding. And don't forget, the Cowboys are already a team that relies heavily on their pass rush. After a slow start, our front has begun to find its rhythm, elevating its game especially after the Week 11 bye. Our current edge players, including Micah Parsons, have combined for around 18 sacks, but adding Crosby would multiply that threat exponentially. His presence would also boost our pressure rate by over 22%, forcing quarterbacks into hurried throws and creating turnovers. It's not just about sacks. Crosby's ability to force big hits and cause fumbles could turn the tide in tight games, especially against divisional rivals like the Eagles or Giants. Now let's think about the bigger picture. The Cowboys have been strategic in building a defense that can compete with the best. We've seen improvements along the line with players like Lawrence doing their part, but what we really need is that extra push, someone who demands double teams and creates chaos. Crosby could be that guy, similar to how J.J. Watt transformed the Steelers' defense back in 2017, boosting their pass rush by over 20% in pressure. His addition could elevate our entire defensive unit to a top 5 level, making our D a nightmare for anyone trying to score on us. Of course, there are some questions. Will the Raiders really trade Crosby? How will the Cowboys manage the cap space, and what would it take to make this happen? It's clear that both teams see the potential value here. Vegas needs to shed cap and rebuild, while Dallas needs a disruptive force on the edge. The second-round pick in 2026 might seem high, but if Crosby continues to perform at this level, he's worth every penny, especially come playoff time. Now let's talk about the postseason. Crosby has proven he's a game wrecker in the playoffs, with a knack for elevating his game when it matters most. Remember his dominance against the Eagles in Week 13 last year. He sacked Jalen Hurts twice, and his pressure forced key turnovers that helped seal the win. If he's in our uniform this year, the Cowboys' chances of making a deep run skyrocket. His ability to take over games, especially against mobile quarterbacks like Hurts, would be a nightmare for any offense. Plus, with the NFC East rivalry intensifying, having Crosby in the mix would send a message. The Cowboys are serious contenders, and we're not messing around. And hey, let's not forget that this move could shake up the entire NFC playoff picture. A defense with Crosby could raise our chances of getting a top seed, giving us the home field advantage we crave in January. His presence would not only boost our sack numbers, but also energize our entire locker room, giving our players that extra edge of confidence. Imagine the roar of the AT&T Stadium crowd when Crosby and Parsons tee off on a quarterback, an absolute sight to behold. Now, I know some fans might be cautious, trading away a draft pick that far out, or the uncertainty of integrating someone new into the rotation. But when you look at what Crosby has achieved and what he could bring to this team, it's clear that this is a move worth considering. The Cowboys have always been about aggressive, smart moves, and if there's a chance to add someone of Crosby's caliber, it could be the difference between a good season and a legendary one. The NFC is wide open, and with players like Crosby, we could be the team that finally takes the crown back to Dallas. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think Crosby is the missing piece to our Super Bowl dreams? Would you be willing to see a second-round pick go to Vegas for this kind of talent? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Dallas Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. We're in this together, and with moves like this, the future looks brighter than ever. Cowboys Nation, let's keep the faith. This could be the start of something truly special.